I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and if you're a Verizon customer that's been feeling kind of left out by this whole Evo 4G LTE, 1X, and 1S thing that HTC's been doing across every other carrier but yours, well, you're in luck, my friends, because the HTC DROID Incredible 4G LTE is coming to Verizon. It's not quite a 1S, not quite a 1X, but it is a member of HTC's 2012 device lineup. Let's take a look at the unboxing, but first, some love to Best Buy Mobile for hooking us up with phones like this that we turn around and give to you in the one-ball Band-Aid game. When you go into Best Buy Mobile, you'll walk out working. They'll help you set up your email, your web, your contacts, your settings, and more on this device, so when you walk out, you're good to go. Let's take a look at the DROID Incredible 4G LTE in the unboxing. Look, if you're on Verizon and you've been like, darn it Verizon, get one of those HTC One devices already. Well, this isn't exactly an HTC One device, but it's pretty darn close. This is the DROID Incredible 4G LTE. It's coming to Verizon on where did that come from? July 5th. So in the next couple of days for $149.99. Not sure where the January came from. Clearly I need some sleep after traveling for Google I/O last week. But it's a svelte, good-looking device. Looks a lot like the HTC Rezound, but in a smaller form factor. Looks nothing like the existing One series, the 1S, the 1V, the 1X, the Evo 4G LTE, any of those. But you can see out of the box you get 4G LTE by HTC, the DROID Incredible, standard lithium-ion battery, wall charger, product safety and warranty guide, and quick reference guide. So we'll put the device to the side for a while. To give you a recap of the specs here, 1.2 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon S4 processor, so a little bit slower than the 1.5 gigahertz processor that we've seen on the Evo 4G LTE and the 1X and even the 1S as well. Out of the gate you get some starting manuals. I like these thin boxes Verizon's moved over to. That's kind of a nice look for their smartphone lineup, and actually if you really want to get down to the brass tacks, it's easier to put in an inventory closet when they're small like this. Verizon start here. Comienza aquí. Consumer information about radio frequency emissions, product safety and warranty information, important consumer information, and just for fun, información importante al consumidor. And then out of the gate, lift this up, and you get your usual HTC goodies here. Nothing too surprising in these cornstarch bags, which are environmentally friendly. Kudos to HTC. Typical HTC USB cable there. A little bit of a different look here, though. You can see this is different. Way to pull a fastball, HTC. HTC Energy Verified Charger with a new HTC logo up here. Wow. Way to pull a fastball. Let's see if it's a micro SIM. It is a micro SIM card, so that's something to keep in mind. If you're using a regular SIM card, you will have to switch prior to going to the DROID Incredible 4G LTE. So that's what you get out of the box. We're going to put these manuals back in here. 1,700 milliamp hour battery, 4-inch Super LCD display, QHD display, 8 megapixel rear-facing camera. You've got 1080p on this bad boy. Front-facing camera as well. Android 4.0, also known as Ice Cream Sandwich, with HTC Sense version 4. Also Verizon's 4G LTE capability. So you can see the design again, very similar to the HTC Rezound. Beats audio pre-installed. You got your micro USB charging port on the left, volume rocker over on the right, 3.5mm headphone jack up top, power button up top, nothing at the bottom. Then you can remove this back here to see your battery. I mean, I'm telling you, it looks a lot like the HTC Rezound. A whole lot like the HTC Rezound. A little bit different with the battery. It's not red, but still design-wise, it's going to be hard to tell a difference. But it's kind of a step down from the HTC One S if you think about it. The processor's a little bit slower. You have, and it might be dead too. Let's give this a go. Come on. But 4 inches is a nice sweet spot for a lot of people. This thing looks to be dead. Put it on the charger for a few minutes. Let's see if we've got enough juice to make it through this unboxing. Let's power it up, see what we can do here. Come on, Verizon. Come on, DROID Incredible 4G LTE. You can do it. There it goes. 4-inch Super LCD QHD display on this bad boy. So 4 inches is a sweet spot for a lot of people. I personally prefer the 4.3-inch display on the 1S. So this is kind of like a mixture between the 1V and the 1S. If they maybe let's see, RS, maybe the T or maybe the U or something, the 1U, put it somewhere in the middle between those two devices. And here we go, loading it up right now. So a very thin device though, feels good in the hand, it's got a nice feel to it. Love the 4-inch form factor. Got a back, a home, and a recent applications button. We'll load it up and take a look here while the Droid thing is populating and doing its thing. And then it's got Beats audio obviously as well. Still has those red color scheme, or color themes rather, much like the HTC Rezound, which was also a 4G LTE device on Verizon. Kind of like this too, this little chrome thing they got going on over here. So Sense 4.0 pre-installed on this, and you can see here the typical Sense dock. and we'll load it up so you can take a look. Out of the gate, you get some Verizon applications. VCast app, Let's Golf 3 HD, mobile hotspot. You get My Verizon Mobile. We'll bring this in so you can take a look here. All the Play stuff. Real Racing 2, Slingbox, Slacker, NFL Mobile, Verizon Video, VCast Tones, and VZ Navigator. So you get quite a few Verizon applications which you can access by scrolling over to Verizon. And notice these will easily carousel back and forth when you want to access particular apps. Recent applications right here. It's not focusing. Let's do no recent applications. As you can see, 7 home screens, which I can easily slide back and forth between. And of course, I have Verizon's 4G LTE capabilities. 1,700 milliamp hour battery. Gonna be a close call to see if this makes it through the day with moderate to heavy use, because you look at the Evo 4G LTE packing a 2,000 milliamp hour battery. You look at the 1X packing an 1,800 milliamp hour battery. I don't know if it's gonna make it. We'll find out as we go into this and do the first impressions and more. But all in all, typical ice cream sandwich look and feel here. You got your messages. I can go between all messages, SMS, MMS, and voicemail, and scroll back and forth. But you can really feel, at least for me, I can feel that 4-inch display in comparison to the 4.3-incher on the 1S, the 4.8-incher on the Evo 4G LTE, and the 1X. You can see HTC's keyboard right here. Typical look and feel. We've seen it before on ice cream sandwich on the 1X and the Evo 4G LTE and the 1S, but we'll go ahead and say the Quick Brown Fox, happy to be alive. Quick Brown Fox is happy to be alive. Portrait landscape transitions relatively fast, although it'll be interesting. Like I said, we'll put it to the test against the 1S and the 1X and see if that 1.2 gigahertz dual-core Qualcomm processor. Go to the browser and take a look before we sign off, and you can see Phone Dog's already loaded. Now, I'll tell you, pinch to zoom is relatively responsive. Now, comparing this to the 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon S4 processor that's in the higher models, the 1X and the Evo 4G LTE, it's going to be interesting to take a look and see, is this faster? Is it slower? You know, does it make a difference? Could this be Verizon's high-end Android flagship, or is it still some other device like the Galaxy S3 or perhaps some of the other older devices on Verizon's network? We'll find out. Stay tuned for more coverage on the Droid Incredible 4G LTE on PhoneDog.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog, and on Twitter. Let me know what you think of this device. PhoneDog_Aaron. Are you waiting in line for this on July 5th? Are you holding out for the Galaxy S3? Maybe you're holding out for an even better HTC device on Verizon. Let me know. PhoneDog_Aaron, and on Facebook at Facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. In the meantime, be sure to vote for this phone as your favorite in PhoneDog's official smartphone rankings at PhoneDog.com/rankings. Cast your vote, let us know which one you like the most, and leave a review. Thanks so much for watching. Much more coverage to come on the HTC DROID Incredible 4G LTE on PhoneDog.com.